Hello, guys. Welcome. It's Sean again, here to talk about the brand new box that we just got, mini box, Spiritual Beast. All right, so we're gonna definitely discuss this. We're gonna go in depth with it. I played these two decks, that the two highlight decks I feel that are in the box. I played them a lot in the TCG, and I really am happy about to show you what these different decks can do. We'll go over all the cards in the box. And we'll also talk about some of the cards that are actually missing and the archetypes um, that are shown. So the first card we have is Ritual Beast Ultia Paleo. As you can see, it's the highlight card of the box. Um, as you can see right up there. So what Ultia Paleo does is must be special summoned from the extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. If this card is attacked, it is unaffected by card effects until the end of the damage step. So not in Amarties, it's more of a Star Eater. During either player's turn, you can return this card you control. That is a quick effect to the extra deck. Then target two of your banished monsters, one Ritual Beast Tamer and one Spiritual Beast, and special summon them in defense. Okay, so this card is insanely good. It's insanely good because it's the biggest beater of the deck. It's really good too because it protects you from effects. They could dodge Drowning Mirrorforce via their own effects though, and Wall of D they could, shuffle themselves back in as their quick effect. But it's really good for avoiding those effects altogether. And the deep prisons and all those battle effects like the flip flop frog, if you attack into it, then it's unaffected by that frog. So that's a really good card. Um, Also, the quick effect to return back. That's on all the Ritual Beast ulti monsters, so that's a really good card. Definitely really good. Definitely worthy of its UR title, that's for sure. The next card is Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda. Um, if this card in its opponent's in this card's in owner's possession is destroyed by the opponent's card effect or by battle, you can special summon one Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Wow. Okay, but it's a bit slow because it has to be destroyed by battle. So it's kind of like Whitestone Ancients for the deck. More like a Dawn Knight almost because Ancients will trigger through an Armades effect. Now we don't have Samurai Destroyer would kind of cuck this card, and then also Armades would cuck this card. Yeah, so those two cards would cuck this, but other than that, this is a really good effect. Also works if it gets stretched. So you could summon it ignoring its summoning conditions. So you could go ahead and bring this guy out. The only thing is if you set this and um, my only problem with something like this would be that it kind of slows. It's a little bit slow, and your opponent, if they figure that you have it, can I guess they could stall on you and don't attack into it and then just stall you out. But it's pretty good. And also, my other problem is if you summon the big boy and you have none of your ritual beasts banished at the time. So let's say you set this turn one, then it can't take out, so you can't combo as efficiently as you would want to. But it's still a really nice card. It's a really nice card. I don't know if I would play three of it though. I may play like one or two. I don't know if I would run three of this, just because you wouldn't be able to combo right away. Maybe I would. We kind of have to see. This card wasn't around when I played the deck, but maybe I would run one, two, or three of it. We'll see. But this came out later on, but it's still good. Maybe I would run two or three, but I think more around two, so that way it wouldn't interrupt what I want to do with the combos. Yosenju Sword Sting. If you control no monsters, return up to two Yosenju monsters with different names into your hand. Then target the same amount of number of face-up cards your opponent controls. Okay, so this is a dual wield, except that you can return one card. So they got their own dual wield. This is good. This would probably be um, I don't know. I know Yosenju's what they do is They're a very one-turn killish type of deck. They don't synchro, they don't fusion summon. What they do is they you basically summon a bunch of them from the hand, and your goal is to basically attack your opponent relentlessly, directly. Like Kama 2, you would summon multiple Kama 2. In the TCG, this strategy was more proficient because you could summon like up to 5 monsters on the field. I would probably play 2 of this. You're gonna control no monsters a lot. You would control no monsters. You also want to draw your Yosenju, so you don't want to play. Um, uh, I would probably play 1 or 2 of this, and then I would focus in on drowning. But this is definitely good. Um, I wouldn't say it's amazing because again, it targets so Cositis is, you know, it doesn't really play around Cositis. It does play around the Brave Neos. That's good. It's good against Dark Lords because you can bounce them back to the hand. Although you have to be careful of Morningstar, so if you do that, make sure you hit them before Morningstar. But the nice thing about this is this essentially has no cost, except for revealing the monsters in your hand. So that's pretty good. I would definitely want at least 2 copies of this card. Definitely, probably around 2 copies. I don't know if I'd play 3 though. 3 could get bricky. I would probably play 1 or 2 of this. Probably two. 3 would get really bricky. Spiritual Beast Conowalk. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase, after these effects activation, add the banished card to your hand. Okay, so its initial effect is really slow. However, this is really good just for putting extra resources in and extending your plays later on with the deck. Yeah, that's really good for that. Also, this card could be really good if we have the other tamers that we in the deck. And I think we do because I briefly checked this box earlier. So if we have the Tama, when allows you to summon one from the Banner Stone, that could set up for that. But Gold Sark, we also have Gold Sark in the game. So when that allows you to summon from the Banish, you can use Gold Sark and set that up. So don't forget that. Comma 3. All right, so this one I'm going to tell you in advance because I already know what this does. Comma 3, when another Yosenju inflicts damage to your opponent, you are allowed to add a Yosenju card from your deck to your hand. Now, in the TCG, we did have a main phase 2. In Duel Links, we do not. So you can't add like any of the traps or spells and then use them that turn. You would have to wait to your following turn. So you just got to keep that in mind. But if another one, and that's if another one inflicts damage, not comma 3. Comma 3 will not trigger her own effect. All right. So just keep in mind, and they all go back to the hand at the end phase. So, and all the Yosenjus allow you to gain an extra normal summon. That normal summon effect. See if it says if this card's normal summon, you can summon another Yosenju from your hand, except for comma 3. They're on all the effects. So you can't summon comma 3 herself. So generally, what you would want to do is summon comma 3, then comma 2, then another comma 3 if you have that scenario. But generally, you want to summon comma 2 first, so you can get 2 comma 2s on the board. I don't know how good this deck is going to be in Duel Links. I don't think Yosenjus are going to be extremely good. I think that they will be kind of cog worthy, but I don't think they're going to be top tier because the one thing that really concerns me is if the deck gets interrupted or that you just draw all Yosenjus in your hand and then your opponent makes some really powerful board and then you just have no way to get through that board and get to them. I know you have the traps, but you have to kind of rely on drawing your traps, and if you don't get them, or your opponent plays around them, with like I see Cositis also being a big problem for the deck. Not a big problem, a problem for the yeah. I see it being a significant problem for the deck. But they are a fun deck. They are definitely going to be a lot of fun to play. I just don't know how competitive they're going to be in this game. I'm worried about the brick factor. If I'm a little bit honest, I am worried about a little bit about the brick, but they could definitely be a lot of fun to play, for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to getting them. They're a lot of fun to play. I just don't know on the competitive factor how strong they're going to be because there's a lot of things that could I feel like that can kind of mess up their strategy, or their strategy may not be strong enough for Duel Links right now. Um, Another problem card for Yosenju's might be Floodgate Trap Hole, because if you get floodgated, let's say I summon Comet 3 and then summon Comet 2, and they floodgate Comet 2, or then you've already spent a strong amount of resources. Trutch isn't used as much anymore now that it got, Neo's Fusion got hit to 2. But, the occasional Trutch could absolutely wreck this deck strategy. And floodgating them at the right time could be really difficult. Um, you know, could be really annoying to deal with. Another card that we may look into for burn damage, you could look into Concentrating Current. I don't think Current's that great because it will only allow you to attack with one of them. But they're definitely a fun strategy to say at the least. We'll have to wait and see how competitive they're going to be. But definitely a lot of fun. I would say they might be cog worthy. They definitely could be cog worthy, but we'll see. All right, Crystron, this Wyvern. All right, I'm not even gonna try. You can target one face-up card you control. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is the same thing as all the Crystron initial text. If you do special summon one Crystron tuner from your deck, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add one Crystron to your deck to your hand. Wow, this is really good for Crystrons. And I'm going to tell you why this card is so good in Crystrons. Quarion, right? The problem often with making Quarion Gondrax is that sometimes you don't have the appropriate tuners in your hand. You need Ryon, and then sometimes you would use Psychic Wielder. That's one way to go about it. So you could summon Ryon, Psychic Wielder, and then a level 3, and then go into Quarion. This will allow you to get any Crystron monster from your deck to your hand. This thing could even search out Solifinier. So if you're on a budget and you're only running one Solifinier, this could be another way to get to it. You can't use that effect to search during the turn you actually pop off with this thing. However, you can use this effect during the same turn. Let's say I go turn 1, I use Scrap Recycler, I send Solifinier from the deck to the graveyard. Give me a second. I send Solifinier from the deck to the grave. Then I use Solifinier. I pitch one card from the hand to the graveyard, right? And then I could special summon the Solifinier, pop Solifinier, summon this, and then special summon Psychic Wielder, and then you can go into a 6, and then you could search if you want. That may not be the most productive way. I think the more productive way is to wait for a turn, but this is definitely good. It's the best, probably the best one that got released, because honestly, I think that over the I keep forgetting what the other one's name is, but the one that searches spells and traps. Honestly, right now, this is probably the best one that you want to run 3 of, because he will allow you to get that search off on your next turn. So I would definitely say 2 or 3 of this card. Great for recovery plays. That's what the deck did need assistance in recovery plays. That's a great card for it. Could help you definitely make Quarion Gondrax later on in the duel. Definitely really good. Easier Quarion with that card. That's what I see. Camera Clops. If this card attacks a face-up monster on the field, it started damage to destroy that monster. Its defense must be higher than this attack. Not bad. The problem is there's so many monsters out there with protection right now. So like Cositis, Brave Neos. You also could have Sanctify negate this. I don't love this card. It could be a niche tech and some interesting stall decks maybe would try this, or some like anti-meta stun. Divine Wind of the Mist Valley was weird. Okay, in Yosenju's, yes, but the problem is if everything goes back to your hand and you activate this, then you're just left with one dead monster on the field. So I don't think this is really good in that deck, but that's the problem. Then you're vulnerable, but it could give you some protection. May not be bad. I don't know if I play this in Yosenju's. I may just focus on the Yosenju's themselves, maybe the trap and drowning. You could even try them with a counter trap engine too, and that could work also. So you don't need drowning Mirror Force, although drowning does have natural synergy because everything goes back to the hand. You could also try the counter trap engine because they do have a counter trap. I saw it in this box. So that could be really good for that. But I don't know about Divine Wind whether I play it or not. If you control, but the card itself isn't that bad. You can, might be some really interesting combos with it. If you control level 4 or Earth monster, target one level 4 or 9 graveyard special summon it. Ooh, I like that already. You can only use turn at the end of the damage step. Once per turn at the end of the damage step, when an Earth Rock type monster you control battled an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle. Oh my gosh, this card is insane. Holy crap, this card's good. Wow, so you can just use like Holy Guard, swing into Cositis, it gets bounced. It doesn't matter whether they have Alistair to bounce, boost up the defense for damage. Holy crap. Wow, that's really good. And then you can even, oh my gosh, this card even combos with Delta in turn 1. So you can Delta your beta, because the deck had no real, yeah, this can basically make up for almost, wow, Powerful Rebirth gives you a little bit extra protection, but this can almost make up for Powerful Rebirth. You just go Delta turn 1, send your beta, activate Magnetic Field, special beta, add Alpha, set back row, and if they attack in, oh my gosh, then if they attack your monsters, then you don't even need Delta turn 1. You can just even summon it. You don't even have to summon for this card to be good. But if you do that, then if they swing in, they just go back to the hand. This is a really good card. They're going to need to Cyclone this. If they don't Cyclone, if they don't have Cosmic Cyclone, this could be a really big problem for your opponent. This could cause them a lot of problems. This card is really good. I want to get 3 of this. Man, I am so hyped to play Magnets. I was kind of hyped before because I was actually leveling up Odeon to get Regulation of the Tribe because I think that's really good in Magnets. Now I think even Regulation of the Tribe is even better than Magnets because you could just throw out Dark Lords now with this and just, oh my gosh. This card is so good with Regulation and then just abuse this card now. Now you can even abuse this card. This card's so good. People may play this over Powerful Rebirth in the deck. I don't know. Or may just play the two together, but damn, this card is really good. Definitely want 3 of it, I think. I think you definitely want 3. Mordschlag. Okay, so that sounds Nordic. So that sounds almost, yeah, I think that's like a Nordic term. That sounds really cool. Equipped to a normal summon or set monster you control. Okay. Can't equip it to a Brave Neos. Can't equip it to a Cositis. Okay. Is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So, okay, so it has to be normal summon or slot. That's a little bit of a downside. Activated effects. Oh, excuse me. Read that wrong. It is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects of special summon monsters. Well, I think that, yeah, I think Sanctify would still negate it because that's not the effect itself. Okay. And also, what really special summon monster? I guess Junk Destroyer, Scrap Dragon. But nobody really plays Maximus anymore except random. I don't know. Some people, I guess Maximus. I don't really know. I mean, no, Ice. Well, Ice if it's summoned over Earth. I don't know. Okay. Throwing damage calculation if the equipped monster battles your opponent's special summon monster. That monster loses attack and defense equal to the equipped monster's original attack during damage count only. Interesting. I guess in like some. Oh, I know one deck that this could really abuse. You could use this in that Wild Heart deck. Okay. I don't know if this is better than Power of the Guardians though. But maybe you would use this if you want a chinky OTK. You could use this in combination, maybe with something like. Well, no, even that wouldn't OTK them. You would have to drop like two concentrating currents plus this, and then a wild heart. I don't know. That would be really chinky, but could be a chinky way to win. I don't think the card's that great, but maybe. Maybe you could use it in something. If it gets Cyclone, though, it's going to suck for you. Or if you get Flip-Flop Rogged, then it's going to stink. Oh, yes, it would be unaffected by the Subterra monster, Umastrix, as well. So that's another one. And Quarion Gondrax, but random niche card at best. Target one of your banished Crystron Impact. Target one of your banished Crystron monsters, special summon it. If your opponent controls any face-up monsters, change your defense to 0. Oh my gosh, they have a Cositis counter. Well, this is really a counter a lot of things. Everything goes to defense to 0. So when you summon Amatrix, you switch everything to defense, and then you can get over almost anything. That's really good. During your either player's turn, except this turn that is sent to the graveyard, when a card or effect card goes Crystron monster you control, you can banish this card. Well, the recent trend is that people are playing a lot more things that don't target, like Flip Flop Frog, for instance. But that could be nice to stop a Dimensional Prison. Trying to think of other things that you would use that would target. Clash. Clash isn't going to be used as much anymore, but it still can be used, especially in newer decks that do come out. Like Ritual Beast will be able to have access to Legacy Clash. So this could be a really nice way to dodge some effects. But the first effect is really nice. I think I would only play this at 1 though, because if you run this more than 1 or 2, then it could get really bricky. Yeah, this could get bricky. If you open it, well, that actually wouldn't be that bricky. It wouldn't be that bricky because if you open up Scrap Recycle, you can always discard this for Soul Veneer. What's really good with this card though is you could search it with that Crystron monster. The one that searches. I know. I can't think of its name. I'm really having like a blank out right now, like blanking out, blanking on it. But it's really nice. Really nice card for Crystron. That's really good. Super Team Buddy Force. Oh, Jump is unite! We must become one. Target one face-up monster in the field. Special summon one monster from the hand or graveyard with the same original type as that monster's, but with a different original name. If this card in zone is spell and trap zone is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can set one Super Team Buddy Force Unite directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. This doesn't look good. This to me looks like a crummier version of Powerful Rebirth. Good. Why would you even play this? This is a really bad version of Ties of the Brethren. That's what this seems like to me. And it's slow as molasses, being a trap card. Yeah, this isn't good. Maybe this would be more, even in Exceed format. Even if we were in XYZ format, it's just better ways to do things. Like, there are better ways to accomplish what you want to do. I think this is here for Yosenju because you could summon something else, but there's so many. Like, the deck can inherently do that itself. Maybe even for Ritual Beast, it's here for to help summon things, but Powerful Rebirth is better than this. Even Living Fossil is much faster and allows you to summon things. And they don't even have the restriction that it has to be the same type. I don't know. I wouldn't play this. This is not good, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, this allows you to do hand grade, but in my opinion, this isn't really that good. Not good. Turbo Warrior. When this card, oh yes, I had this card in the TCG. I remember pulling this from Crossroads of Chaos. When this card declares an attack on level 6 or higher synchro monster, have the attack of the attack target until the end of the damage step. This cannot be targeted by the effect of lower monsters. Okay, it's a decent monster. Can't be targeted by Snipe Hunter. Can't be targeted by Ice. I mean, really play Ice. Nightmare Penguin dodges that. Um, I don't know. I don't know any others that really target. Oh, Nishi. Okay. So some really niche cards it dodges. I don't know how many people are playing level 6 or higher synchro monsters in this meta. Usually, if it was level 6 or higher fusions, that wouldn't be terrible. Well, no, because then Casitas would just sit on swing on defense. But he'd still be able to swing into a Braid Neos if this also included fusions, but only synchros only. Not terrible. I just don't think with everybody having such a tight extra deck nowadays, there's going to be no room for this. And plus, it's specific. You need Turbo Synchron. Not really that great, but it could be used if you can have the right situation for it. Mist Valley Thunderlord. One tuner plus one or more non-tuner Mist Valleys. Once per turn, you can select one card you control the hand and give this 500 attack until the end phase. And you can activate it on your opponent's turn. This is meant to be used with the field spell. Oh, okay. Now I see what they want to do. Beat it down. Okay. It's kind of hard to be able to have another monster on the field after you synchro for this, but you can even bounce this, I think. Oh, okay. This isn't really that great, though. Gets up to 3,100. Nobody uses this in the TCG. Doesn't mean that nobody will use it in Duel Links. I just don't think it's really good. Maybe in a fun deck. Maybe we can try this in a fun deck with a Divine Wing combo. That would be fun, right? Doesn't all have to be competitive. Ritual Beast Ulti Pedalfin. Aqua Fusion effect. One Ritual Beast plus one Spiritual. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Must be fusion summoned. So you have to banish the above. You need a Ritual Beast Demon and a Spiritual Beast, as I said above. Like the other ones. You do not use polymerization. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. During either player's turn, you can return this card to the extra deck, target two monsters, one Ritual Beast Tamer, and Spiritual Beast, and summon in defense. And it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay. It's a good way to get. Well, the whole deck basically plays around Treacherous Travel anyway, due to their quick effect return to the deck. But let me think. It's not terrible. It's like a very bad version of Cositis. It can attack and defense zone. It could be used if you need to sit on a wall, maybe like 2,800. They can't get over you. It could be good against Dark Lords if they're not using like a Ties That Bind skill and somehow like Tez is their only monster on field and maybe you need to sit on something. It could be good in niche situations. I would say one of at most in your extra deck. That's it. Yeah, this is the card I want to talk about. Kanahawk, they made rare for a reason. Because I think Konami is scared what this card will do in Duel Links. This card actually got hit in the TCG really badly. It might have been banned at one point. I know it was limited. Because people made broken combos with this card. Because you would have multiple situations where we'll go over it as we'll go over why its effect first, and then I'll explain to you why this card is insane. Must be special summon from your extra deck by blah 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 blah. So same effect. You need a Ritual Beast Tamer and a Spiritual Beast. Once per turn, you can target two of your banished Ritual Beast cards, return them to the graveyard, and add a Ritual Beast card from the deck to your hand. Okay. This is a soft once per turn. So you can use this multiple times in a turn. Now, we had a card in the TCG. It was called Ritual Beast Steeds, which basically allowed you to blow up monsters on the field equal up to the amount of monsters that Ritual Beast that you control. We don't have this card in this box, unfortunately. That's the one thing that I think the deck does lack is some inherent searchable removal. That would be really good for the deck. However, it still is really powerful because they have a lot of fusion support cards in this deck and ways to revive things. So being able to, take all of that into account, that being able to use this multiple times in a turn is absolutely insane. There are combos with this that are really big brain that you're going to have to master in order to play this deck to its fullest potential. But once you do, this deck could be absolutely nuts. Another thing with Ulti Kanahawk that is really crazy that you do need to know is how to play it correctly. And I'm going to teach you right now. All right. So you have to be careful what chain link you use Ulti-Hawk's effect in to search if you want to return it to the extra deck to summon a new Ritual Beast monster. Okay? So you must, must return it in the proper order. So, whatchamacallit. Alright, you want to activate its search effect as Chain Link 1. Alright? And the reason why is because otherwise you won't be able to summon. Well, let me make sure I'm telling you this right. Yeah, otherwise you won't be able to summon your Hawk back onto the field. All right. So if you don't activate your chain link right and you want to chain this thing out, you have to make sure that you summon them in the right. You use this chain link in the right order. All right. So where it says you target 2 banished Ritual Beast cards and you search, you have to make sure that becomes chain link 1. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to search your card. Or you're not going to be able to return these to special summon. All right, you got to special summon. If you special summon this as chain link 2, so like if you chain link 2, return this to the deck, special summon both Ritual Beasts, your chain link 1 needs to be searched because otherwise you're not going to be able to search your card. You won't get to search. It will allow you to search if you do make it as chain link 1. All right, so you got to make sure that that does happen. I am like 90% sure on that from playing that in the TCG. All right. I want to give you a heads up so that way you don't make these same mistakes when you start playing this deck. All right. Tamer Elder. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon 1 Ritual Beast monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Now, I believe the ruling is that you can summon the Spiritual Beast as well. I have to double check that. Um, I've seen some replays of duels, and I played this in the TCG that I think you can use this to summon a spiritual beast from your hand. They're also known as ritual. I have to double check that for you guys, but I'm pretty sure of it because it wouldn't make sense. Because otherwise, the whole deck wouldn't make sense. So I'm pretty sure of it. If playing it in the TCG a lot, that's the way it works. But I will definitely double check that for you guys and comment that below. All right, Pendleton. So he summons an extra one from the hand. It's kind of like a Marauding Captain. Don't know, we don't have that in Duel Links, but it's an extra summonable monster. So you bring him out and then you can summon again. So that's really good. That can help you make an instant fusion play, if I am correct on that ruling. Spiritual Beast Pendleton. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your hand, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to hand. This is really good to get rid of a Neos feud. Brave Neos. And some niche monsters that you just want to deal with. Ed Sheehan. They don't have Clash anymore. So if you just summon this by itself, they can't do anything. They can't duel wield you. So this just gets rid of Sheehan right off the bat. Could be nice to run. Nice. Definitely want to play this at some portion of the deck. Spiritual Beast Revengo. Raise your hand high, bound. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck and send 1 with the same type from the deck to the graveyard. You can only special summon. So all the spiritual beasts can only be special summoned once, so you have to be careful how you use them. Same goes with the tamers as well. So you got to be really careful with that. As you can see here, the tamers work the same way. So when you combo this, you have to make sure you're big brain. You cannot summon these guys twice in a turn, so you got to make sure you're big brain of how you're setting things up. It's how you combo. So one of your combos I'm going to teach you is normal summon Tamer Elder, and if I'm right on the ruling, go into one of your spiritual beasts. You're going to use Gold Sark to banish one of your different ones. So you may banish your Hawk. And then after you do that, you can go into your Ulti Hawk. Remember the chain link. Search 1, summon 2. Summon after you summon him and get a search off. You can bring back your Tamer Elder and your other spiritual beast that you summon that you banished before. So let's say you initially use Repangu. You would bring back Hawk, on the summon, which for its quick effect to summon them to return to summon two of them on the field. And then you would have your Tamer Elder, and then you can go into another Ritual Beast play and get your second effect off. Really, really good. And then you have a Conahawk effect now that in future turns you're going to get another search that's going to come back to you, and you're going to constantly gain advantage. So very big brain. I'm trying to give you guys a heads up on that now. If you're missing any of this, you can always ask me questions. I'm here to help. All right, just comment below. Yosenju Sijik. During the end phase, this is like your Alistair effect that discards and gains attack. During the end phase, when it sends amounts to battles, you discard this, it gains 1,000 attack. So again, maybe setting up a combo with Concentrating Current for one hit kill. But again, I still think that's very hard to do, given the factor that one hit has to be a direct attack, and that Kama 2 only hits directly for half damage, so you got to be careful with that. Now, this one wasn't in the TCG when I played Yosenju Izna. Once returned during the end phase, if this was normal summon, return to the end. You can discard this, and your opponent can activate cards of the next phase. This is normal summon. Is that for the whole turn? Okay. So this is going to be needed to dodge Floodgate. So yeah, another problem for this deck is going to be Wall of Disruption, because they want to have multiple monsters, and then you're kind of forced to attack. That's another problem. But this could help dodge Floodgate. Sorry, guys, I'm just on the run today because I have training this afternoon, so I'm eating on the run. Miss Valley Falcon. I know some of my regular viewers are not going to mind. But I'm sorry, guys. Deeply sorry for your new viewers that are coming on. Miss Valley Falcon. This card cannot attack unless you return one card to the hand. Okay. Not terrible. Oh, yeah, actually, it is pretty terrible. The only combo with this card is going to be with the field spell. So they need that field spell, or they just lose, essentially. Flying Kamakiri number 1. If this is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one wing with 1,500 or less from the deck. Standard. Oh, this card is pretty good for Ritual Beast. Banish to Ritual Beast, you control a special summon. This allows you to fusion summon on your opponent's turn, so that might come in handy for you. You may want to play one of this, but this card is pretty niche and pretty good. Depending on what your opponent has, you may want to counter their situation, depending on what your opponent has. This could be a pretty niche card for them. Ritual Beast return. Banish one Ritual Beast monster from your hand. Then target one that's banished in your graveyard. Special summon it. It's searchable. I'm still trying to think whether Powerful Rebirth is just better to play, even though this. But you could search this, so this could be pretty nice. Yosen Training Grounds. Okay, so each time a Yosenju is normal summoned, place one counter. The problem with running this is you need your combo in your hand, and this card could be a brick for you if you're not drawing everything that you need. Going turn 1 with this deck really is going to fear me. I'm fear going turn 1 with this deck with only 4 cards in the hand. That's what's scaring me the most, but we'll see. Yosenju's secret move. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, where you control at least one Yosenju monster card, and all face-up or Yosenju monsters, negate the activation and you do destroy it. So basically your play is to set this for a turn, and then this card combos best with Divine Wind of the Mist Valley. To me, there's going to be multiple ways to play this deck. Now that I'm seeing how all the support we're getting, there's multiple ways to play it. So one way you could play this is, I'm thinking maybe you run 3, 3, some number of this, maybe 3 of it. I don't know. So that way you could set up your secret move. Yeah, because you'll have a monster on the field. or you can also run Reverse of Parshath. We'll see. I'm starting to see how this deck's going to come together, the Yosenju deck. Again, I don't know how competitive it's going to be, but definitely should be cog worthy. But I'm starting to see how this deck's going to set up. Oh my gosh, they put Punish Legal in the game. Yeah, no. I want to quickly go over this because I don't think I went enough in depth with this card. So basically, each time a Yosenju is normal summoned, you put a counter on this. It's almost like United. As a matter of fact, it's like United or Dojo for the deck. So if you summon one of them, you all of them gain 300 attack. It's If it was like 500 or more, then it would be worth it. And you can only use one effect per turn, so you can't like have 3 counters and keep removing 1 counter off and giving them 300. It doesn't work that way. In 3 counters, add 1 Yosenju from your deck to your hand or graveyard to your hand. That's a pretty good effect, but we'll have to see if it's worth playing this card. Okay, Laura, much like its former counterpart, Elder, summons from the graveyard. Again, she could combo with Rapengu. We'll have to see how many we play of her. So remember, you can only summon Laura once per turn. When summoned from the Banished Zone, she's one of the best ones because she combos immediately with Gold Sark. So, if you activate Gold Sarcophagus, you can really abuse the heck out of her with Gold Sark and then summon, and then you have your combo right away. Another problem with this deck, I feel right off the bat, is going to be Sanctified because they can negate all the Ritual Beast Tamer's effects, and then you won't be able to summon, which essentially leaves you with a dead deck. So again, I hope that this deck does not get ruined by Sanctified. Because Dark Lords is still really consistent, even with Sanctified at 1. It's still really consistent to get at least that 1 Sanctified. You're gonna need Cosmic to get rid of that Sanctified, or you're gonna have problems. Apelio is a really good card. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from the graveyard. All Ritual Beast monsters gain 500 attack and defense. This is really, really good. And you're probably saying, well, why, Sean? Well, because if you can abuse this properly, then your monsters will be able to get really, really big. This is almost like the Triamid Dancer. Dancer, if you know Triamids, except that this boost isn't permanent. You can boost your monsters up to get really, really big. Where are they? You can boost these up to get really big. Like this would go up to 3,100 attack for the turn, and that is really, really good. So figuring out the exact number to play at this and how to abuse it 100% properly can make this card really, really nice for getting over big monsters. Yosenju Magat. When this is normal summoned, it can't miss timing, okay? You can special summon the Yosenju from your deck. Could use this. It's a level 6 monster, so you can tribute over one of your Senjus, summon a different one. Could be a good way to search them out. And phase goes back to the hand. Not bad. This you need to tribute, play target your Senju training ground, place the counters on it. You can only use this once per turn. You can banish this card and gain an extra normal summon of your Senju. Situational. Senju, Senju Uyam. Okay. Opponent's monster declares direct attack. It's Senju. Special summon this. Okay. House. The started dash is the thousand points last year. You can make this thing equal. Really strange. Maybe it's a one of. I don't know. I don't know. This card's really weird. There's a lot of text. It's okay. I mean, if you could get a resource back, it could be a nice little niche hand trap. I think there are better. Bottom line is, I think there are better options than this. But maybe it's a one. Turbo Synchron. Where's an attack? Choose the attack target. Who's gonna be wearing an attack with a 100 attack monster? Oh yeah. It's good to know that Turbo Synchron won't be destroyed in battle. When you take battle damage while this card's attacking, especially when well, we don't have a main phase too, so this effect is garbage. Rise Bell the Star Psyker. Once per turn during either place turn, target one face of the field. You know what? If Synchroing was more of a big deal than what it is, this would be a really good card because this can mess up your opponent's strategies. But it's not. Not going to go over these. No real need. Yosem Whirlwind. Activate by paying 800 different face like you send your test. And you can target one card. This is not good. This is too slow. And then it can destroy itself. I don't know like that. You send your wind worship. Holy crap, it looks evil. Possible. Then draw a card. Whoa. Oh, whoa. But they all have to be different names now. I don't know. This is only good if you're like running hand traps or whatnot. Maybe you could thin out your deck. Ritual Beast Ambush. Oh. Okay, Rin Ritual Beast Tamer and one of your banished spiritual monsters that are banished. Okay. Or in your graveyard. So you can have one in the grave and one banished, and you can still use this. Alright. And then special summon defense. After this card's activated, you cannot special summon monsters except for Ritual Beast monsters. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is good for extra defense. This is better than I think this card is. Just because you could special summon multiple monsters. You get 2 monsters. And if you use this on your opponent's turn, we did use the ambush in the TCG, so this I could definitely tell you that. So this could be really good. Nice recovery card in case they like blow up your field. So that's really good. This card's normal summon. You turn all face-up spell and trap card. Okay, that's not good. Garuda the Wind Spirit. Okay, that'd be okay. Yeah. You change the opponent's battle position, not really that great. Blade Fly gives all your win losses 500, decreases all Earth by 400. Baby Rock. I think these are all reprints, right? We already have these in the game. This is interesting, but this can miss timing. That's the kind of thing that sucks about it. But then miss timing was good. All right, now let me give you my overall thinking. The box is good. Would I invest my gems into it? If you have a lot of gems and you feel that you really like that you can invest in this box and you have a lot of gems and or money, go for it. I would say that this box is going to be a lot of fun for you. If you do not have a lot of gems, I would save them because to me, I at least for now until this box gets played more, because at least for now I don't know what's going to be meta and what's not. I would say that Ritual Beasts have the best chance to be meta. Yeah, and upon that, Magnetic Field looks like an amazing card in this box. If you're playing Magnets, you may want to go into this box because Magnetic Field looks really amazing. Crystron's got a really, really good support. Ritual Beasts are going to be a lot of fun. I'm going in. I think I'm going to go in on this box. I really want Magnetic Field. I want at least 2 to 3 of that card because that card really looks excellent. And I don't know how much my wallet's going to deepen in this box because I went in on the last box and the one before it, the Hollow Calling and the Dark Dimension. So we'll see. But definitely a fun box, for sure. We'll have to see exactly how people build things, but guys, check out the video, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.